Welcome to another episode of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs, the most hardcore bodybuilding supplements on the market. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, and I'm here to bring you all the latest news in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. It's Monday, September 15th, 2014, and on today's show, Coleman heads back to the gym, Big Rami's massive back, Bryan Balzano's off-season strategy, Flexitron lurking in the shadows, and pre-Olympia episode of Iron Debate. All that and much, much more only on Muscle in the Morning. Eight-time Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman and IFBB pro Corey Matthews were spotted at the gym together this past weekend. After undergoing double hip replacement surgery in August and becoming a father to a new baby girl 2 weeks ago, the greatest bodybuilder of all time has downsized a bit after some forced time away from the gym. However, in typical Coleman fashion, he's vowed to pack on some serious size over the next few weeks. And who would dare to challenge that statement by the most genetically blessed man in our sport? Certainly not me. Coleman also sent out a nice message to all his legions of fans to train hard and think positive. One of the biggest questions heading into Olympia weekend is whether or not Big Ramy will have what it takes to become a legitimate contender for the Mr. Olympia title this year. The most massive man in bodybuilding released a video training back just days away from making his second trip to the Olympia stage. In the vid, we see an absolutely massive looking Ramy being pushed by trainer Dennis James as they try to dial in the details they hope will bring the Egyptian phenom his first Sandow trophy. Although no one can deny that Ramy brings an unparalleled level of mass to the stage, it remains to be seen if he has the ability to bring championship level conditioning to create the 1-2 punch to win the Olympia. Nearly 7 weeks after earning his IFBB Pro card at the NPC USA Championships, middleweight champ Bryan Balzano is looking crisp. Balzano is a true bodybuilding prodigy who earned his pro status after competing in only 2 shows, a feat reminiscent of Phil Heath. The 25-year-old Ohio native has been taken under the wing by fellow IFBB pro and superstar in the making Justin Compton. When asked what his plans are heading into this offseason, Balzano said very matter-of-factly, quote, "I plan to take some time off to make lean gains and put on more size before making my pro debut." The Olympia is just days away, and all of the usual pre-show hype about who could potentially challenge reigning Mr. Olympia Phil Heath seems to be centered around perennial bridesmaids Kai Green and Dennis Wolf, alongside a mountain of unrealistic expectations being piled onto the broad shoulders of Big Ramy. However, one person that's been conspicuously absent from the discussion is Shawn Rhoden. After finishing 4th place at last year's contest, Flexitron has been quietly preparing to bring the best package of his career into Vegas. Rhoden has been training at Gold's Gym Venice under the watchful eye of Charles Glass. Rhoden says he's feeling very confident heading into the Olympia, thanks in part to the expert guidance of RX's very own master technician, Chris Aceto. Never count out the most structurally blessed man in the lineup. He's always there, lying in the wait to pull off the upset of the century. The pre-Olympia edition of Iron Debate aired last Thursday night and featured Chris Aceto, Tad the Diet Coach, and yours truly, debating the hottest topics surrounding this year's Olympia weekend. Find out who thinks Phil Heath is destined to repeat as champ, and which panel member believes, no pun intended, that this will be Kai Green's year to bring home the Sandow. In case you missed the most watched episode of Iron Debate ever, be sure to catch the replay exclusively at rxmuscle.com. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs, the most hardcore bodybuilding supplements on the market. Check out ironmaglabs.com today. And for full quotes and Muscle in the Morning bonus features, join Muscle in the Morning's official Facebook page. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook.